What up? Hey, what up? What up? Hey, what up? What up? Hey, what up? Hey, what up?
What up, though, YouTube? Welcome to Lukegsfieldreview, and we back at it this time with another video discussing something that I'm trying to hopefully help fix. Okay, let me just start off by saying thank you to Detroit's own Big Will for providing this video for me, because when I saw it, I was fairly shocked, people. And what you're going to see here is I'm on the Minnesota Vikings official YouTube page. Okay, now what you're going to see is a video of them doing film study, and the film study is on how the Detroit Lions use Kenny Golladay to attack and find ways to run against the defense. Okay, now this is shocking, because why would this be on the Minnesota Viking channel, right? I mean, for crying out loud, aren't we their opponent? We're their division rivals. But it's the details in here in which they talk about that I want you to pay attention to. So let's get this thing going.
Hey, welcome back to Vikings Game Plan from the TCO Studios. Pete Bursich, analyst, Vikings Radio Network. Let's watch some Detroit Lions film, beginning with, by far, their #1 game changer offensively. He's wide receiver Kenny Golladay.
For Detroit, what has gone well offensively is Kenny all-day Golladay. He's absolutely been a bright spot, let's say, in an otherwise questionable season that they've been struggling with. But what Kenny Golladay has done well, they move him in different spots. Most of the time he's going to be in the slot, but they're giving him opportunities to make plays down the field. And you can see Stafford, you got to remember Stafford's a veteran. He's been around for quite some time. So he knows as this corners are falling off, he's getting 3 deep, he's going to get a one-on-one. So you can see that hand come up.
Yep.
And
Now hold up, people. Wait a minute. Did they just say that Stafford is a veteran who knows? Huh. That's strange. But I thought he couldn't read defenses. That's what I've been hearing. I thought he couldn't read defenses. He audible. He threw his hand up. But he can't read defenses. All right, people.
he's basically waving, saying, all right, here's the go routes. Here we go. Golladay takes a peek at it. And this is him setting his feet. And you'll notice on this film that Stafford is getting hit.
What did he just say? You know what? Let me go back a little bit, because I'm petty like that. Let's go back.
It's on this film that Stafford is getting hit.
Stafford is getting hit. You will notice on this film that he's getting hit. Stafford right here. Stafford getting hit. But it's on the quarterback, right? Right? That's why the Lions ain't won nothing. That's why we got to get rid of Matthew Stafford. That's why everything is on Matthew Stafford. It's Stafford's fault. Okay, people. This is a video with the Vikings saying this. Let's go.
Quite a bit. Whenever he's releasing the ball on it, those hits are starting to add up on him.
Yeah.
But he gets hit, releases the ball, and really throws it a little bit short. But Galladay's able to come back and get the one-on-one, get the...
Ooh, now I know somebody gonna come in my comment section and say, yeah, but they even said he threw it short. Did you miss the part about him getting hit and those hits adding up? Let's keep it moving.
Those 50-50 balls. So that confidence is there with Stafford.
Back to the beginning, Tre'Davious White, a very good corner. He's going to allow Golladay to go outside, not inside. Is that the right thing to do?
Yeah, it is. What happens is he's already more than 5 yards deep, so he cannot collision the wide receiver.
Okay.
So he works his way in. Golladay does a really nice job, though, of bending this route in and then working his way out.
Yeah.
Squeezing him, and that way, because what the corner is going to do is body position himself and try to push the receiver to the sideline to make that throw super narrow. But Golladay bends itself in, it gets it outside, and now he's got that room. He has enough room right there between he and the sideline to make that play. So it was a nice route by Golladay to pull Tre'Davious White away from the boundary. It's a kind of a cat and mouse game.
Division champions,
Chicago Bears. Now, this lays adage to, if you're going to blitz, you better get there. And the Lions, even though they're in a bunch formation, they block it all up. So the Bears are sending 5, which means they have 3 guys on underneath coverage and then 3 guys deep, which that's what happens on the back end of a zone blitz. It's 3 under 3 deep.
Yeah.
Hoping the blitz gets there. But what they do that's kind of creative is Galladay's sitting right here.
Yeah.
And instead of him running deep over, which allows maybe this corner to jump this or lets the safety jump it and let him roll the post, they run him at linebacker depth and then bend it up the field.
Nice.
So it takes the corner, the free corner and the free safety.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is I want you to understand that this right here is such a great level of respect to have for a team. Look at where Matthew Stafford is, and look at this guy trying to make a block. That's that tight end, Toya, or I can't even pronounce his name, because at the end of the day, it don't matter. What he looking for is beyond me. He needs to be helping block somebody. But I'm going to let them finish talking so y'all can get the gist of what's going on here.
That takes their eyes off of that, because look at this distance now. This corner can't get over there.
Yep.
And now you have one-on-one, a linebacker and a receiver, which is what you want to see. This is the kind of stuff that we saw with our defense earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And you have one-on-one with a linebacker. I mean, that's just an easy throw and catch.
And they came with a corner blitz with Bryce Callahan. That's Christian Jones, maybe their slowest linebacker, on Kenny Golladay.
Exactly right. So you're setting it up by formation, getting the matchup that you want, and then again, Stafford is still good enough to get that ball down the field. You can't fall asleep.
Stafford is still good enough to get that ball down the field. And we want him gone. You think the Vikings would like Matthew Stafford? I think they would. I think they would.
Yeah, fall asleep on that guy. So the other place you'll see Kenny Golladay in the slot, all right, one-on-one, slot kind of coverage. As soon as he gets separation just like that, he's wide open. Now, the Bills are blitzing. They're playing man-to-man, and they're hugging up their coverage.
Yeah.
So you're seeing, again, Stafford is he's throwing his ball right on time, but he is getting drilled.
You wonder why I don't care about combine numbers and 40s and how high they get jumping and all this other unnecessary BS, because that just goes to addition to what you see on film. Y'all want a guy gone, though. The guy who sits up in the pocket and delivers the ball. He's getting hit. He's getting drilled. I'm not saying it. The Vikings are saying it. And he still delivers the ball. But it's Stafford's fault, right? Because defenses can't scheme up when all you're doing is passing the ball 24/7. But we'll let the Vikings keep giving respect to the Detroit Lions quarterback and the Detroit Lions usage of Kenny Golladay.
And this is a pretty darn good throw, considering he's got a couple defensive linemen and a linebacker breathing right down on him. So a lot of times defensive coaches will say, all right, I'll trade that hit for a first down in this situation, because piling hits on a quarterback will pay later in the game, and I think we'll see that here in a second. So Golladay again in the slot, similar situation. The play fake, we've seen this all year. It's kind of the trend of the in the NFL, is you run that play fake to pull the underneath coverage, and what you're trying to do is open up this area right here, which is exactly what they end up getting. Right, the nickel pushes him out, tries to widen him best he can. He's dropping to provide some underneath help on the slot. Free safety's working over the top on the deep route. This linebacker right here, though, needs to turn and run and get himself underneath. So for Barr and for Kendricks, they're going to have some work to do in getting back and getting underneath any of these underneath or deep crossing routes.
No doubt.
So play actions looking for Golladay. That's what they've been doing.
Okay.
You know what I find funny is that even the Vikings people who watch the Vikings 24/7 know that the Lions are doing things that I've been saying they've been doing for years. What are you calling the play action with? I ain't trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious. What are you calling the play action with? Like who is the running back there that people fear for you to be afraid of that? All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. They finna get into vintage Matthew Stafford. We're just gonna look at how they break down everything, because I thought this was a phenomenal video and a good find.
He's by far their best offensive threat.
Right. He is the one guy that you have to account for. So you're getting a four-man route, but this is what happens when I talked about trading a first down for a headache. Stafford gets flustered. He scrambles, tries to set his feet, and then
he's going to get stuck.
Trying to make another 50-50 throw. But this is a great job right here by that. I think it's the corner of the safety up on top, to turn around, see that ball thrown, get underneath it, and then and intercept it. So the Bills get the ball back, and we're going to see a better view here from the end zone. So what the Lions end up doing, because of these different fronts, they turn their offensive line. So their elephant blocking here to the left. You have the running back blocking the defensive end, which.
Now, you know what I find very interesting, people? I want y'all to do something. I want y'all to do something real interesting for me. Pay attention to who's in the backfield. Theoretic. Okay? Now, what you're going to notice is, and I know many of you know this already, but Theo Riddick's in the backfield, so you know it's a pass, right? But I want you to pay close attention to number 9, because when y'all blaming him for all these interceptions and stuff, I want you to see what life is like for number 9, and tell me what quarterback is going to take this kind of punishment and still be putting up the numbers that he's putting up.
Which is never a good sign for the quarterback, and he knows it. He sees it out of the corner of his eye right here, extends the play with his legs, tries to set back up. But you see that pocket collapsing on him, those red jerseys.
But Riddick did a pretty good job on Lorenzo Alexander.
He did. He took him whichever way that Alexander wanted to go. He wanted to come underneath. He delivered a nice blow. He gets underneath, extends the play. Not a bad job.
Oh,
but it ends up.
Look at Matthew.
Exactly. Still being an interception. That.
Did he go, oh, look at Matthew. Yeah, he goes exactly. Getting punished. But you know what? This is the kind of stuff that I see when I watch film. See, I don't watch football as a Lions fan. I watch football as a football fan because I want to see what's really happening in these games so I can blame the right people when it's not going right, people. And as you can see right here, the protection ain't what it's supposed to be. And of course he's going to get flustered when he's seeing everything break down in front of him. But what you don't expect is for just these hits to keep adding up and for him to just keep acting like it's nothing going on with it. But, you know, we'll let the Vikings tell you why these are great things. The Vikings.
It's again what I'm saying is that those hits add up. And later on in the game, the quarterbacks can make some poor decisions.
The old wham play.
So, defensively, they have A'Shawn Robinson, right?
Yep.
And the other defensive linemen. This is kind of their strength.
Beloved snacks.
Beloved snacks.
Right.
This is their strength inside. So the Rams, this is a very creative way of taking care of this double 3 technique kind of look.
Yeah, this is a ram wham.
Where they're all just trying to get angles. You don't really know which way to go. Whenever that guard blocks down, you're getting ready for the trap, but actually it's the tight end that's trying to block you down.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do is I'm going to leave this right here because I want you to pay attention. That right there is Mr. Glover Quinn. Mr. Glover Quinn has to now come up in there and meet this running back. But I want you to see how they just let that big old man called Snack slide on up in there so they can get that free run. And I want you to also pay attention to one Mr. Zeke Ansah. This right here is where he was at, and he ain't went nowhere from the get-go. I just want y'all to be aware of what's going on when y'all get to talking about these win-loss records going on quarterbacks when we know for a fact that win-loss records is not a player stat. But let the Vikings tell you, because Luke can't say nothing.
Yeah. Allows the center, John Sullivan, to sneak out on the
look
linebacker.
At that effort. Look at that pathetic effort from Ziggy
Now
Ansah.
you have a lane, and if you have a guy that's talented as Gurley or someone like Dalvin Cook, you get him to the second level, he makes one move, and he can break one or get a big play. So the Rams found a nice way of just kind of isolating the front. Now you come back, and this is the same play, but just a little different because the Lions now have a nose and a 3 technique, so they don't have to pull the guard.
Yeah.
They just fold him out, bring Haverstein down on the linebacker, take the tight end does it.
Now, if y'all remember, I talk about this all the time in terms of linebackers' first step. I talk about these different things. Pay attention to number 52. Matter of fact, let me take it back a little bit. Pay attention to all the linebackers, okay? Because what I want you to do is pay attention to his first step, pay attention to his first step, and watch what he do. That's what I want you to see.
Down on the linebacker, take the tight end does it again. He blocks down. All he's doing is position blocking.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to sit there and wall the guy out and sustain that block for 4 or 5 seconds.
Now, once again, what do you see going on right here? By the time the running back has got contact, he's up there with the safety. And you know why that's happening? And it's because these linebackers are waiting for the contact to come to them. They should be scraping based on the blocking assignment. In fact, if you go back and look right here, this guy is mirroring this particular lineman right here. Christian Jones, which I believe is 52, he should have already took off and been pinching that gap so that way Kennard can pinch and the safety is not where he's getting mad at. But this is totally on Matthew Stafford. It's his fault. It's all his fault.
Whoa, now Gurley's one-on-one at the corner, gets outside of Darius Slay, and is able to get a little more at the end. So offensively, Golladay is the guy that you got to look out for.
And no doubt.
And then defensively, they have some nice big size. You have Darius Slay, at corner. They're a much better defensive team right now, I think, than they are offensive team. So maybe a low-scoring game, but we'll see.
Let me ask you this question, ladies and gentlemen. Why is the Vikings giving more respect to the Lions than we are as fans? Explain it to me. Why are the Vikings able to see the distress that's on our quarterback, but we can't? We got excuses. Okay? Can somebody just help me understand what is it about our fan base that can't look past the past? In fact, majority of the time that most people who come in here and talk, they're talking about the stuff that happened in the past. They're never looking at the right now or the future. It's what happened yesterday. I just had to show this because I thought it was a great find by Detroit's own Big Will. And when he showed me this, I said, you got to be kidding me. The Vikings did this? The Vikings did this. Huh. And yet, we are still blaming quarterbacks for everything. Oh, look at his win-loss record. Yeah, because, you know, football is totally not a team sport. You're making excuses, man. Right. That just happened to be facts. Okay, I get it. See, this is why I do what I do. Because I believe that if you give a fair, unbiased media, you don't have a lot of this trash. Y'all go back and look at it. I'm going to even link this video in the description so y'all can go back and look at it. And you tell me I'm crazy. That's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, don't be no chump. Please. 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 And yes, I said it 3 times because I really need y'all to understand the emphasis on the word please. Do your research.